Hello, my friends of the 417th Quartermaster Company in Scottsburg, Indiana. My name is Jeff Yalden, celebrity teen and family life coach. I'm the author of Your Life Matters, and I'm the founder of the bracelet, Take Time to Think. I'm also a suicide prevention expert. I'm an author, and I'm a communicator with teens and parents. I was invited by one of your fellow soldiers to send a message of encouragement and support after the loss of one of our soldiers, Sergeant McCarty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I send each and every one of you my thoughts and prayers. I know how painful this can be. I'm a former Marine. Please don't hold that against me as I try and give you some words of support and encouragement. I want to thank each and every one of you for your service to our country. It is because of the men and women like yourself and to me for the time that I served our country that when we lay our heads on the pillow at night, we have freedom. We have comfort, we have shelter, we have food, we have electricity, because every single day, fine men and women put on a uniform to support and to fight for our rights and our freedom. God bless each and every one of you. My thoughts and prayers are not just with you as soldiers and friends to Sergeant McCarty. I know he was a father. I also want to send my deepest prayers and thoughts to his family, his loved ones, friends, to everybody that knew him. This is a loss that is devastating with so many questions that may never be answered. I understand. Oh boy, I understand. On February 26th of 1992, at 7:38 in the morning, I walked in on one of my Marines as he had a 9mm pointed right at his chin. As I looked at him in his eyes, he looked at me in my eyes, maybe 6, 7, 8 feet away. I said to him, I says, don't do it. And he looked at me and he says, Corporal Yalden, nobody cares about me. I says, I care about you. As I looked at him in the eyes and he looked at me in my eyes, I'll never forget that moment that Marine pulled the trigger and took his own life. My only memory of that young man today is that of a death. As I looked in his eyes and he looked at me in my eyes, I'll never forget the last words he says. Maybe you're the only one. At that point, I made a commitment that never somebody will ever walk past me thinking that I don't care about them. And ladies and gentlemen, I know this weekend is tough. Every single one of you, you have to go out and you have to qualify with your weapons. We have heavy hearts, we have pain, and for many of us, we don't want to go to work because it's going to feel different. I don't want to be insensitive, but I'll tell you something, Sergeant McCarty is not walking through those doors. Sergeant McCarty is not going to be lined up next to you qualifying. So ladies and gentlemen, we put on that uniform this weekend and we go into duty. It's okay to shed a tear. It's okay to look each other in the eyes and say, you know, I'm sorry. He was a good man, he was a good soldier, and he was a good leader. But when we put on that uniform, we put that uniform on for a purpose that is greater than you and I. We put that uniform on because we represent the United States of America. Thank you for that. Thank you for each and every one of you for serving our country. And Sergeant McCarty would want nothing more than for every single one of you to go out there and get in that prone position and take a deep breath and fire that round right down range of the target. Remember, this is a purpose that is bigger than us. And just because you're a soldier, you go to work and you put on that uniform and you represent the United States of America. But many of you, your husbands, your wives, your sons, your daughters, your boyfriends, girlfriends, mothers, and fathers, when you take that uniform off, you go home and make sure your family knows that you love them and they love you. I fight with depression myself. I fight with anxiety, and I'm diagnosed with bipolar type 2, and I'm also diagnosed with PTSD. Many years ago, I made a decision to lose my ego and open my heart. And ever since then, I've been on medication and I've been in counseling. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you. Just because you're a soldier, it doesn't mean you're the toughest person in the world. It's okay to be human, and it's okay to have emotions, and it's okay to feel. But I'll tell you, a real man, a real woman, they don't mind letting people know that they have weaknesses. I have them. We all have them. And when we have a weakness, one of the greatest things that we can do is we can seek the help of other people. Suicide is preventable. I think a large part of suicide is about depression. Depression can be dealt with a medical professional, whether it be medication, whether it be seeking therapy. Maybe it's a combination of both. The bottom line is this. I don't know a whole lot about your qualifying this weekend. I don't know a whole lot about the loss of Sergeant McCarty. But one of your soldiers reached out to me, and when someone reaches out to me, I'm very passionate about our military. I'm also very passionate about the loss of our brothers and sisters. As a former Marine and a soldier, I'll never forget the men and women I served with. They were dear to my heart. And I know they would have laid down for me, and I would have laid down for them. I'm asking each and every one of you to go to work this weekend and let your brothers and sisters know you're there for them. And that together we're a unit, and we're a unit that fights for a bigger purpose. That's the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, put that uniform on with pride and continue serving. Myself and hundreds of thousands of people, thank you for giving us the freedom that we have every day. And so while you qualify this weekend, I'll be thinking about you. And just know that my thoughts and prayers are with each and every one of you and Sergeant McCarty's family. God bless you and the work you do. I appreciate you listening to my words. Hoorah.